fucking sanity at all.
Okay, I'm on. You think you're gonna run down the officers? You think you're gonna run away, you little fat gnome? You fat little gnome. You think you're gonna get away?
Back up. Let's see if this. Back up. Fuck you. Back up. Fuck you. What'd you eat for breakfast? Couldn't have been bacon, right? That became.
Yep.
Back up. Back up. I'm a safe distance.
Yep.
Do you feel safe? You need a new job, motherfucker.
Got anything on you? You want this?
Ma'am, are you good? Can you breathe?
Man. Why didn't they shoot him? There's no reason to. They're just running.
No reason, dumbass.
Oh.
Get up.
Fat. Obviously.
Get up. Back up. Back up. I'm moving. Back up. Hey, get back. Hey, I was moving, motherfucker. What's wrong with you? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? Got a big sign.
Stand up. I'll give you your glasses. Stand up. Stand the fuck up.
They throw a frozen water bottle at her?
Stand up.
You got a car coming. You proud of what you're here to do?
Fatty won't move.
Back up. Tell me you're proud of what you're doing.
You gonna stand up now?
Are you proud of what you're doing? Stand up.
Yep.
You're gonna answer that fucking question. Are you proud of what you're doing?
I hope so.
Are you proud of what you're doing? 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 Are you proud of what you're doing?
Isn't it crazy this is in America? Oh my god. This is how bad these people are.
Any of you. No,
What did she even do though? She threw a frozen water bottle at the police officers?
no, Dad. You proud of what you're doing?
Oh my god.
Back up! Back up!
Yep.
Proud of your job?
Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done it. Literal NPC dialogue? Absolutely. That's what these people do. Jesus. And so it's the future? Yeah. And you're like, yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. I'm gonna get away with it. I can do whatever I want.
Okay, I'm on.
Okay, I'm out of here. Yeah, you really are. And look at this jog. You really think you're gonna get away? You think you're gonna throw some shit at the federal officers and get away? Oh my god. Man. Pooch watching these are amazing. I know, I love watching these. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. That's right. That's right. Gotcha, bitch. The revolutionary jog. Yep, best entertainment on the internet. I love watching these. These are amazing. So, yeah, of course, this is what's going to happen. Let's see if I can find any more of this. Oh, boy. Here we go. No, it's not even that. Hundreds of Somalis on the moment's notice just stormed an ICE operation in St. Cloud, Minnesota at a strip mall. These people are obviously rabid. Uh-oh, here we go. Jesus Christ. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It's like Black Hawk Down. Man. The Whistling Center, it's another learning center. Yep. Oh my god. Dude, they have let these people go absolutely fucking rabid. You see him right there. They just used tear gas on him immediately. Yep.
They just throw gas and move?
Yep. And you see them running around like children. Like, all these people have no consideration for the traffic. They have no consideration for anybody else. They have no consideration for other people's safety at all. They're just running around, running through the road like they can just do whatever they want. This is the same fatty.
Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Knock it off! Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Why are you talking to me? Because I'm talking?
Man. The legs are working again? Yeah. Man. What the fuck is she doing? They're just acting like mental children. That's what it is.
You're embarrassing yourself.
True.
Uncle Tom there. Uncle Tom right there.
Were they asking to be deported? Unfortunately, this one we might not be able to deport. The domestic terrorist witnessed the Karen in her natural habitat? Yeah, I guess so. Did she at least say I'm not mad at you? The knockout video? I haven't seen that.
What are you gonna do? You gonna arrest me for talking to you? Yeah, I don't think so.
You're gonna arrest me for talking to you? Oh my god. They're so insufferable, aren't they? This is what happens in Texas, okay? Check Disclosed TV on X, okay. This is Texas. Just rounding them up, bro. They got him down on the ground like a hog. Yep. Oh. They're not in the road at all, are they? Round them up.
Why do you work for a pedophile? Pedo protectors! Pedo protectors!
Oh, jeez.
Pedo protectors!
By the way, sanctuary cities protect the pedos too. Like, don't ever let somebody use that type of argumentation. These people are standing in the way of ICE removing pedophiles from the country. They don't care about this at all. They're just using this as emotional blackmail.
You work for a pedophile! Why do you do that?
Y'all work for pedo vampire bankers. That's your whole damn life.
Pedo vampire bankers. Oh, jeez. Yep, they just run them down. And so I just want you guys to see it's actually really easy to solve this problem. It's super easy to do it. And, oh god, here they are. Trying to block the courts from sending DHS.
On our local law enforcement is a violation of the 10th Amendment and the sovereign laws and powers of the Constitution grants to states. We allege that DHS's use of excessive and lethal force, their warrantless, racist arrests, their targeting of our courts, our churches, houses of worship, and schools are a violation of the Administrative Procedures Act on arbitrary and capricious federal actions.
Yes.
And we ask that the courts will end the surge of thousands of DHS agents into Minnesota. We ask the courts to end the DHS unlawful behavior.
I think it's time for the Insurrection Act. I've said this before. I think it needs to happen. They have to use it. Because the thing is that the longer that you let this problem exist, the worse it's going to get. Every day that they let this go on is a day that it's going to get worse and worse and worse.
In our state, the intimidation, the threats, the violence. We ask the courts to end the tactics on our places of worship, our schools, our courts, our marketplaces, our hospitals, and even funeral homes. On our local law enforcement.
As a response, Trump should send 5,000 troops to Minnesota. I think they have to go even harder than that. They do. And so here we go again. Listen to this.
At that store is something that...
Isn't this crazy that this has been going on for this long? It really is. To me, it's insane.
It has become very common here in Minneapolis and Minnesota. And we do talk about that. But one of the things that we talked about that I want you and the viewers to know is this is an operation of contrasts. As you know, we just got back from Louisiana, from that fantastic operation in Louisiana. This didn't happen in Louisiana. Violence did not happen in Louisiana. The fantastic leadership of Governor Landry, Colonel Hodges from the Highway Patrol.
See, that's the thing, is that whenever the state government doesn't cooperate with the federal government, more people get hurt and more violence happens. And so this is the reason why I think that the state governments do need to have to cooperate with them, because if they don't, things are just going to get even worse. Because if you have all of there being like there's a concerted effort to make sure that things are safe and okay, then everything's fine. But you see how they weaponize the state government in order to make things more unsafe for the federal government.
But we're here in Minneapolis.
They do.
Let me give you a statistic here, Martha. Well over 20 assaults on federal officers in 3 days here in Minnesota. In Louisiana, I counted 1 for that entire 30-day operation. So a vast contrast. I can only think that Governor...
The reason why it happens a lot more is because they get away with it. That's the reason why. You've got to round them down. The most annoying thing is they call them stormtroopers and fascists and all that, and then continually antagonize them in a way that they would never dare in front of an actual fascist. They trust ICE to resist sinking to their level. You actually bring up a really good point, is that the reason why they're so vitriolic and aggressive to ICE is because they know what they're saying is a lie. Because if they really thought these were murderous, psychopathic fascists, they wouldn't be out there throwing water bottles at them. They'd be terrified in their home crying. No, it's actually a really good point. Yeah, they by their own behavior, that's not the case.
Waltz and Mayor Fry, you just had Mayor Fry's speech on there. They're responsible for what you saw in that store yesterday and for that violence that our federal officers confront every single day here in Minneapolis.
It's a crazy amount of violence and hostility. Can't the federal government state that they require state cooperation, state police cooperation? I'm not sure if you can or not. I have no idea, but I think that they definitely should. And, oh, is this it? Oh, this is when they... they just got her ass. Okay, yeah, we already saw that one. And I'll see if there's any more of these here, too. This is in Maple Grove High School. I mean, I would have done anti-ICE walkouts in high school, too. Not because I agreed with it, but just so I didn't have to... What the fuck is this? Who is this guy? What the fuck is this? Look at him. It's like, what is that, a white mage? Jesus Christ.
Why you're here. Paul, you came in from Madison, Wisconsin. That's a long drive. Help explain to me why you're here outside of this business right now.
So I'm out here right now because this business put out a call for people to stand on this corner to watch the business for them. They've been really worried about reopening. They were shut down for the past 5 days after ICE was here, and they just aren't comfortable just doing this on their own.
And this is a Mexican restaurant and grocery store. And Paul, I see that you have a lot of equipment on you. You have a camera, obviously. You have another GoPro back here. You've got this acts as a whistle, you were telling me. And you've also got a first aid kit. It would be easy to understand why somebody wouldn't want to be coming out here to do the work that Renee Good was doing after she lost her life. But instead, you drove in 4 hours away. Why is it so important for you to be here right now, to be doing this work right now?
No, it's
I have
not.
family in this community, so I was really worried about them. They shared their concerns, and they have a young son. They're not able to do this work. They're not able to stand here and watch over.
It's not work. You're not working. You're wasting your time.
Over the neighborhood. So I'm here for them, for this community.
Yeah, they're calling it work.
This is what they need. They need to see people in this community out here supporting them, showing them that we are not afraid of this state-sponsored terrorism.
And the Trump administration...
State-sponsored terrorism is whenever you get arrested for, breaking the law. And it's insane to see this happen. It is nuts. And keep prosecuting, keep protecting Latinos that are hiring illegals so they can pay them below minimum wage. Yeah, I don't know how the fuck this happens. But and then there's even more of this that's been going on. It's been happening all over the country. This is some construction site. You can see there's new houses. Gotta catch them all. The classic 4 mile long neighborhood. Yeah. State-sponsored terrorism except Iran, that's fine. Well, I mean, again, it's terrorism whenever the laws are being enforced, right? I mean, obviously. And outside the ICE building to defend against paid left-wing agitator groups? Oh my fucking god. So, yeah, they're actually turning this entire place into a PvP server. Look at this.
And you can see those agents carrying him away by his arms and legs, and you can hear the bystanders protesting his detainment.
I seen some videos of them taking him by all fours, a U.S. citizen that was born here in St. Paul, Minnesota, for exercising his rights, recording ICE on a private property, and they took him. They grabbed him by all fours like he was a fucking animal, and they took him. So excuse my language, but again, born and raised here for recording, exercising his rights.
Surely all he was doing was recording, right, guys? Surely.
Excuse my language one more time. That's bull.
Fox 9 reached out to DHS to learn more about this specific incident, but we have not heard back. And you can see those agents carrying him away.
Bro, they're bringing him out there like a fucking hog. These ICE agents clearly don't have the training to deal with civilian populations. Our own MP's department isn't this barbarian. That's saying a lot. Well, it's not barbarian. Like, I mean, if you have somebody that's not going to get up and like get in the police car, what do? Right? Do you just say, oh, well, they're not going to get up, I guess we're going to let them go? No, you've got to pick them up like they're a wild hog and chuck them in the fucking van. I mean, obviously, what's the other solution? That's it. There's no other solution beyond that. Yeah, look at them all. Oh, boy. I mean, ICE isn't trained for that. It's not their job. It's the state's job. Yeah. These ICE agents are legit doing the heavy lifting for America. They are. It's all the whistles. The whistles are so annoying. You want to see the water cannons come out? I don't think they're going to need to do that. I think all you need to do is just keep arresting them and they're going to stop.
I got one in the car.
If only the state police would help, this wouldn't be bad. No, this entire problem is created because they've weaponized the state police to stand down and not assist ICE with doing these arrests. So basically, they've allowed things to get a lot worse because they don't want to fix the problem. They want this to get worse and worse and worse. That's what's happening. Water cans have been banned since the 60s. Well, I guess they might not be doing it then. Do you think a civil war will break out?
Yep.
I think that there's a possibility that they invoke the Insurrection Act and they send in a huge amount of troops to try to shut this down. But I think that will only happen if, like, more people get killed. Like, I think that if there's just more of this, it's just going to be more clips every single day. And eventually they're going to have gotten the majority of the people that are, you know, like targets in ICE for Minnesota. And so then they're going to leave. And then these people will count it as a win. And then ICE will say that we're done. And then people are going to move on. I think that's probably what's going to happen. But if more people get killed, I think there's definitely a possibility that, you know, they could invoke some Insurrection Act or something like that. What's the Insurrection Act? The European acting? It's basically when a state is in open defiance and openly is against the federal government. It's made in a way, like, obviously, so you don't have a situation like the Civil War that happens, where you basically say the government is effectively rebelling against the, rebelling against the federal government. The state's rebelling against the federal government. Yeah. Or if they start burning places down again. I don't think they care about burning places down. If they want to burn down their own city, I don't think the federal government cares. I hate you. The whole point of the operation is to trigger something that would allow the federal government to invoke the Insurrection Act. Yeah, probably. I think they should, honestly. Yep, absolutely. They're going to keep doing this more and more and more. I'll see if there's any more of these that are worth looking at, but you can see very clearly that, these people are just... And also, here's another component. You have to go after their channels of communication, because it's very clear that these people are communicating and interacting with each other. And if you're communicating and interacting in a way that is effectively a conspiracy to prevent a federal operation from happening, that's literally illegal. And so the big problem isn't that these people are doing this. The problem is that they're getting away with it. What is he doing? What are they doing? Jesus. Jesus. Holy fuck. God damn. He got gassed out that fast, huh? Oh my god.
Hey, guys.
Jesus. Jesus.
Hey, guys.
Holy fuck. So he just hits this guy too? Oh my god. He folded him? Yeah, that was the original guy. Holy shit.
Hey, guys.
Oh my god. This guy just beat the shit out of all of them. Oh, wow. Okay, well, there it is. Right needs to do more of. Defend yourself and the soy fucks attack you. I mean, I don't agree with hitting people, but if it's self-defense, I do. I mean, obviously, I do if it's self-defense. But, you know, one of these days, I think it'll probably become more accepted. And I think a lot of people see that and they think that it's a good thing. I mean, very clearly, I think they do. And best way to remove people... Oh, I already saw this one before. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss out on it. And, was this, they were assaulting him? They were. They're trying to, like, push around, antagonize the guy, do all of that stuff. What do you think will happen with the lefties during a civil war? I mean, a civil war is going to be horrible for everybody. I don't think anybody should be thinking about a civil war for any reason. And, like, people, it's the issue of POV, you're in English Copper in 2019, 2026. I don't know what this is. I receive content, you receive the new name retard. There's a lot of these, huh? And, yeah, they get folded in like 30 minutes. Well, I think that really a lot of people that like advocating for like, oh, it's going to be a civil war and all of this stuff. I'm going to be honest, guys. I think that people need to tone that the fuck down. Nobody wants a civil war. Nobody wants that level of violence. And if it does happen, then it's going to get a lot worse. Oh, here we go. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Another abduction! Don't shoot us!
Mm-hmm.
Don't murder us! You're done, you stupid fuck!
Man. We have a really big mental health problem in the country, don't we? Then Soda on X before you move on. Yeah, I'll search that in a minute and then we'll look at it. We have a big mental health problem. Jesus. Jesus. Look at this. Oh my God.
These are the license plates. Right here.
Why are you...
Right there. These are the guys. They won't show their faces. They're taking these people. No reason. Abduction. Up. Nope. You don't.
This is an active traffic stop. You interfere with
Right,
my traffic
are
stop.
you a police officer?
I am a police officer. What does it say? Police, federal officer, right?
What does this say? Yeah.
Is that what it says?
You can read, right? Please step back. I'm asking you twice. Third time I'm gonna make you. If you resist, I'm gonna arrest you. Thank you very much. That works.
The moment that consequences are laid out, behavior changes. It's just what I've said over and over and over.
They're not. They're taking these men unlawfully.
Yep.
They're taking these men unlawfully. They're taking these men unlawfully. They're taking these men unlawfully.
I think she's about to gas herself up to go over there again. I think she is. You can see like she's building up.
They're taking these men unlawfully. They're taking these men unlawfully. These are our neighbors. They're taking these men unlawfully.
Oh God.
They're taking these men unlawfully. They're taking these men unlawfully.
Jesus Christ. They're absolute fucking schizos, aren't they? Jesus.
I called 911.
You did? Hear you. Everything's gonna be fine. Oh my fucking god. Bro, that poor horn. That poor fucking horn. Wow. Let me see if there's any of these that's worth looking at too, because there's just so many of these posts that are shown here. And it's just unreal how many of these are going on. Oh, jeez. Where is it? Massive anti-ICE protests in Minnesota. Oh, yeah, this was from yesterday, I believe. And asking ICE protesters what they know about the Somalian fraud.
How do you feel about the Somali fraud in Minneapolis?
I'll be honest, I haven't researched it a lot, but from what it looks like to me is it looks like it's a made-up concept from people trying to smear Governor Walz.
I checked into that a little bit, right? There's nothing going on there. There's like this edgelord going around stirring.
He's a fucking Mormon. He's not an edgelord. What are you talking about? He's an edgelord. He's a Mormon. What are we doing?
Up his mega conservative base, but none of this stuff is rooted in truth and reality. And I think if you just go out, do your own research, like actually do that, like go and just like look at video evidence, come to a realistic opinion about what's going on in the world.
That's the problem.
Scapegoat, right, for anti-Somali immigration hate.
I don't know much about the Somali fraud. Sounds like bullshit.
So there's a question as to whether it is a fraud. I don't know. I'm not following that real closely.
Yeah.
So I will reserve judgment on that.
I mean, I think that they...
I love how the foreigner is the only guy that has a reasonable opinion that makes sense, where it's like, yeah, I've heard about this. I don't know if it's true or not. Rather than like saying, well, I don't know anything about this, and then giving their opinion on it anyway. So they preface it by basically saying, well, I don't really know what I'm talking about, but it's wrong.
We're just using this as an excuse to go in there and scare people and show that they can be really powerful. I don't think it's authentic at all.
Naturally. What these protesters don't know is if the rest was actually false, they're making it exponentially harder to prove their innocence in court. And do you think many of these liberal women have domination fetishes? I mean... I'm going to be honest. I think it's possible. I do. I think it's possible. But, who knows? Armed raids are happening on Somali heavy properties. Holy shit. They're out of their fucking mind. Most are single. Can you see why? I can. Jesus. Total crash out. Isn't it ironic that these people have all the energy for defending Minnesotan Somalian scammers, but they have none of the energy to even talk about the Iranians? Like, basically, the Iranian government is doing what they think the American government is doing. They're actually killing protesters. They're actually executing them and suppressing them. They're actually turning off the internet. And I get that Iran's a foreign country, but I bet these people are probably spamming about Palestine. Palestine's a foreign country too. So what's the difference here? Why is that not happening? Interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. They're paid? They don't care? Yeah.
I'm trying to help.
Trying to help, surely. Why don't they protest lawmakers instead of the law enforcers? Because they can't. They lost the election. That's the reason why. Yeah, it didn't go the way they wanted it to. Obviously.
Today I learned a valuable lesson. If you're gonna go patrol ICE in your vehicle...
Patrol ICE? This psychosis is going to get more people killed. This has to stop. You're not patrolling ICE. What are you doing?
It's probably best that you have a co-pilot.
Yeah.
And your dog isn't a good co-pilot. Kiba and I went out driving around, and we came across a convoy of 3 to 4 ICE vehicles. Stopped in front of a fucking daycare. Because, yeah, they're here investigating fraud, right?
Yeah.
Then why does it fucking matter if I stop my vehicle in the middle of the street and I honk my horn? Maybe I'm having...
Because the law enforcement officers are doing this, that means that I can do this. These are people who have suffered no consequences for anything that they've ever done in their entire life. And they just think that they're the same as a federal law enforcement officer. Oh my God.
Having a fucking mental health episode, you know?
Wait,
but
what?
Did I honk my horn? Maybe I'm having a fucking mental health episode, you know?
Remember what I said about insane asylums? See?
But what did they do? They first of all, one of the agents looked at me and he goes, that was before I even started honking.
Honestly, base stereotyping. Total base stereotyping. He just had to look at you, and he knows what you are.
Literally just pulled up on him and was fucking staring.
And she has
when
the
other
whistle.
People started honking, I started honking. I sat there and I laid on the horn.
Wow. That's brave. Can you believe this? She's honking her horn.
And then there was a very loud banging at the back of my car, and before I knew it, there was a person on my driver's side window with their fucking gun. Their big fucking gun.
Oh, God. Please, inject this into my fucking veins. I want to see this every day. Yes, you can't box in federal officers by parking in the middle of the road and honking your horn like a schizo. Thank you. Thank you. This is right.
Telling me to get the fuck out of here.
Fucking based. The only thing that would have been more based is if she had gotten arrested.
And I did.
That's right. The moment the threat of force is introduced, people like this instantly lose their composure, and they go right back to being good little boys and girls, and all of these problems go away. The unwillingness and the fear of using that is causing more death and more violence than anything else. In order to have a orderly society where people are normal, you have to hold people like this accountable.
And
now what?
I think I'm more angry and frustrated by this than I am scared.
Good. Good.
I'm pissed.
Good.
That I have to back down because you have a gun.
That's right. That's right. And it's also not because he has a gun. It's because he's a federal law officer, and the Democratic election chose you as the loser. You lost the election. That's the way it goes. Why is this dude so soy? I think it's a chick.
And that you will kill me. And that you will kill anybody that stands in your fucking fascist way.
Absolutely. You try to harm an officer, you try to put them in a deadly situation, and they absolutely should harm you. You have no right to do that. You have no right to use your car as a weapon. You have no right to put an officer's life in danger. You have no right to box an officer in. There's no reason for that. And I'm glad that people are finally not putting up with this shit anymore. These people are insane. And the thing is that the way that you approach these people is that you give them literally no credibility whatsoever. Don't listen to what they're saying. Don't try to see their point of view. To the extent that you see their point of view and you empathize with them, they will use that against you. They'll use that against you for sure. Never give them even 1%. Never just never play into their
I'm
frame.
at a point in my life
That's right.
where I love it.
You're lucky you didn't get arrested. If it was up to me, she'd be in jail.
I like being here, and I don't want to not be here.
Yep. Just stay in your fucking house.
And it's frustrating to have always been somebody who is involved in protests. And
now you're finding out. And this is the problem, is that you see this adult child has been coddled, protected, and insulated from the consequences of its behavior and its actions for so long that the moment that they're actually given any degree of authority, they break down into a crying mess. This would have never happened if you had held these people accountable from the very beginning. But now you have a 40-year-old woman who's sitting here crying about being told that you can't go and interrupt the federal investigation. This is where we're at.
And involved in speaking out, and has always felt like, for the most part, I've been able to have my right to protest, my right to be angry.
Your right to be angry? You don't have a right to be angry. Not whenever it means stopping your car in the middle of a road and laying on the horn. Nobody has that right.
And that's not a thing anymore.
No, it's not. It's over. Thank God.
I'm really fucking angry about it. And I'm feeling...
It's going to get a lot worse. If it's up to me, I'm going to vote for somebody that's going to make it 10 times worse. I think everybody else should too. These people are parasites. They're retards. They'll destroy everything around them just so they can feel good. This is only the beginning. If you thought it was bad now, it's going to get a lot worse. We're going to institutionalize these people. It's going to be done.
Feeling fucking hopeless. But I know I can do other things.
Yep.
I know I can go buy groceries for people who are too afraid to go to the grocery store. I can fucking walk.
Do it. Go ahead. Sure.
Their dogs. I can volunteer.
And you see what she's saying here, right? Oh, wait a minute. I can't just be a vitriolic, angry, retarded harpy running around, driving around, laying on the horn, blocking traffic. I guess now I'm going to have to do things that are actually inside of the law. She's totally proving my point. She's completely proving what I've been saying the entire time. The moment that you apply any consequences to these people, they go back to factory default settings instantly. Because they don't want to die. That's it. Blocking ice with cars is like Batman villains. Congrats. Arkham Asylum called. They've got padded rooms waiting. That's right. I have to do good things now? Yes. This shit we have to put up with because of these people. Finally, the total Karen obliteration is happening. That is what I'm looking for. We want total Karen obliteration. All of the people that are out there doing this need to get arrested, detained, fined, and just whatever they need to do to get them out of the fucking road. Break their windows if they're not rolling down the windows. Do whatever you need to do. How have these liberal Karens not figured out that they're a demographic that all sensible Americans want to remove from infecting our nation? Well, there's a lot of them, and they only talk to each other. That's the reason why. This is only the beginning.
My time and my energy in other places.
That's right. You're
and
gonna
also,
have to follow
I'm not
the law
fucking
now.
afraid.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And you know you are. That's why you're angry.
Come back and sit in my fucking car and honk my horn. You scared
No, you're not.
the shit out of me today.
Yep.
But I'm not going to fucking back down. We're not
Yes, you
going
will.
to back down.
See, they always say that and then they back down. Can you undo a Karen into a normal person? Yeah, it's actually really easy. The way that you do it is you just simply apply consequences for them. And then the moment that consequences are applied to these people, then they stop behaving this way. That's it. It's a schizo Karen. Yeah. And this is the solution for how to handle this the entire time. And so I've been trying to advocate for this and talk about it for a long time. But for some reason, people aren't listening. And now they finally are. She thinks the world revolved around her? Absolutely.
ICE, immigration, protests. You want to know what's really going on in this country? We have an army of juvenile, useful idiots who are cosplaying as some kind of freedom fighter for a phantom cause that was made up by wealthy Democrat politicians who want their power back.
Yep.
That's it. This thing that happened in Minnesota, it's going to happen again and again and again if they continue playing stupid games. They're on the wrong...
The reason why it happens is because the government isn't forceful enough with stopping them. Do you see the guy that knocked out 3 protesters today? No, I haven't.
Wrong side of the law. I don't care what Harry Sisson or Aaron Parnas or any of the Democrat elected officials say. ICE are law enforcement agents enforcing duly passed laws. The way this works in our republic is that if you don't like the laws, you work to get the laws changed. See, there's a reason they left the border wide open for 4 years, because they knew if anybody came in and tried to close it and enforce those immigration laws, then they would just call in their army of useful idiots and try to pull everybody's heartstrings and say, oh my gosh, these thugs are just going around picking up black and brown people. That's not the case.
Well, the thing is, like, you don't even need to argue with that. Like, there's no reason even to debate with that, because nobody's saying that honestly. They're just saying that to make you stop talking.
See, the guy, this woman who is no longer with us, was trying to stop them from getting to, was a monster. But you couldn't tell her that.
Uh-huh.
And I'm guessing her wife now regrets screaming, "Drive, baby, drive."
I bet
the last thing she ever said to her wife was, "Drive, baby, drive."
Yep.
Because they felt like they were some kind of freedom fighters, and they thought they were playing a game, like a video game.
Exactly. They act like they're on a private server where there's no rules and they can do anything that they want. That's exactly it. And the reason why they think that is because they've been trained to think that because of not having any consequences.
Game.
That's the exact reason.
The ICE agents aren't playing games. They are enforcing our laws. What we voted for, the majority of this country, the popular vote, the Electoral College.
God mode.
But Democrat politicians don't care. They don't care. They don't care how many lives have to be lost, as long as they can turn the tide and win get some electoral victories.
Yep.
We're not backing down. The American people stand behind what we voted for. We don't want to see anybody lose their life. So we should all be calling on these Democrat politicians to stop the lies.
Well, they need to stop going out there and advocating for these people to go out and quote, peacefully protest. Like, you need to have more of these Democrat politicians coming out and saying, stop getting in the road, stop getting in the street, stop destroying property, stop interrupting investigations. And like, the problem is that they don't really tell their voters, because the voters do listen to the politicians to an extent, right? And so they have to come out and say, hey, listen, guys, we understand that you're upset, but you can't impede operations. You can't do that. You're going to get arrested. And they don't say that because they don't want to say that. Just like they did with supporting Hamas, because they want the chaos. Yeah, I think that they want the chaos so they can use the chaos as evidence that the policies are bad.
And stop putting these people in danger.
Yep.
By telling them they need to get out and fight.
Yeah.
Tim Walz is a disgusting human being. The mayor of Minneapolis is a disgusting human being.
Ooh. True.
It's going to stop.
Love to see it.
One way or another. It's going to stop. That's common sense.
It will. And they benefit from the dying because they can profit from the chaos and get more votes. Exactly. And I think that's exactly what's happening. Here's another one. Listen to this.
The actual victims of this fraud are probably actually Somali families. I think...
I don't know.
Man, is that right?
Victims are taxpayers.
Taxpayers
Victims
lost $9 billion.
Somalis are taxpayers.
They're
Hold on.
They are announced.
Yes, they are.
I want to get the data. Yes, they are.
80% of them are on welfare.
They pay state, local, and sales tax. They get it all back with their welfare payments. They're not taxpayers. All back.
Hold on. But Hal, are you suggesting that all across America, the actual victims of this fraud are probably actually Somali families?
You guys see where we're at? Y'all see this? The cope is strong. I know. It's crazy how committed these people are to just complete and total misinformation. Total lies, total misinformation, total misrepresentations every single time. Isn't that insane? Yeah, she's such a tool and a host. Yeah, the monkeys in her head are even scratching her head. Yeah, it's retarded, man. Look how proud she looks of herself. I know that. I know. It's just so retarded, but that's the way that these people act. It is. And then, oh, here we go. Let's listen to this again. Notice the shift. Listen to this.
If they are saying that he has 10 years on service and is trained, he should know that you shouldn't be trying to get in front of a moving car. And if they...
Whichever person running for president will be running on the platform of putting this woman out of America, revoking her citizenship and sending her back to Somalia, that's who I'm voting for. I am. I'm so sick of these foreigner immigrants coming into our country, turning it into the third world shitholes that they came from, and then running for office, and then trying to use our Constitution as a justification for their third worldification of our country. We got to get them out. We got to get them out, bro. This is insane. Deporting her. I know. And this is it. And the video's out. I don't know if it's out entirely. Are you actually going to vote next time? If there's a candidate that I think will solve the problems in a way that I think is fair and justified and comprehensive, then yes. But if that doesn't happen, I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to vote for somebody who isn't going to do that. They're going to call you racist for that? I don't care. Gives a shit. Like, I mean, what are they? Oh, wow. Like, oh, they weren't going to do that. Well, does that matter? Who cares? Like, it's true. I don't want them here. Absolutely not. Yeah, they're defending this bullshit. Whenever I have somebody that's saying that it's your fault for being in front of the car, whenever somebody drives a car in your direction, then, yeah, I don't want you here. Absolutely not. You know, Chance, the most dishonest, fake motherfuckers, worst faith than anyone on the planet. Yeah, exactly. And, yeah, they call me racist anyway. Exactly. You can't worry about what you're being called like that. There's no reason to do that. So, yeah, anyway, let's go back. I'll look at some of the other posts here, too, because there's been even more of this going on, too. But, yeah, this is insane. As a Norwegian, this is what I see in the streets of America. Is that right? Is that right, Glenn? From Norway, dog lover and Democrat. I think it's time for you to go back to Norway. I do. I think it's time. It's time for you to go back. You know, like, we have enough of our problems here. We don't need anybody else here that's doing this. Deport, yep. We don't claim him. Too bad, buddy. He's yours. These guys are too thin. Yes, exactly. It's a shot caller. It's so fucking embarrassing, man. Unfortunately, our Nazis are not as well groomed. True. Stay in Norway, then. And I'm so glad to see people calling out the massive privilege that people have just saying that, you know, Border Patrol agents are like Nazis. Like, you know what Nazis did? That's insane. And so he should have complied with law enforcement officer commands, which is, again, that's the whole thing. Jesus did comply. They don't even know the basics. This is what I've said before, is that these people only weaponize Christianity and religion. The only time that they bring it up is so they can weaponize it against you and use it to subvert your values and what you agree with. That's what they do every single time. And so I watched a show on Netflix, I'm educated now. Yeah, this is what they do. And so anytime that you see somebody that's not a Christian or something like that, where they said Jesus would have let in a bunch of illegal aliens, like, obviously fucking not. That's not what's going to happen at all. But anyway, I did say, do you remember whenever I said that the vast majority of political violence was far right? And, or sorry, far left? And, you know, people said, no, look at the graphs, look at the graphs. This is Elon Musk also realizes this. The ADL falsely classifies a ridiculous number of murders as right-wing. For example, white-on-black murder is classified as right-wing, but black-on-white murder is simply not classified. They're huge liars. It's just what I said. We knew this, but Redditors didn't, because they don't understand data analysis. Bro, yeah, there it is. I just confirmed a liberal and harassing him. She breaks down crying after realizing she can get arrested. Oh, here we go.
Why are you guys harassing now you're recording. Okay, good job.
Why are you doing
I'm trying to give you a warning.
I'm a girl.
I'm trying to give you a warning, okay?
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
You keep following us, you're going to end up like him. You're going to get arrested. Okay?
Okay.
This isn't enough. It's not enough. You've got to arrest him. It's not enough for you to give them a warning and then have them crying, because they're going to go home, they're going to cry, they're going to rally again, and they're going to come back. You give them, you actually arrest them, and you hold them accountable. You arrest them every single time.
Go home. Are they with you? I don't know who that is.
Yep, there it is. I'm a girl, who cares? Well, that's what they do. And this is what I was saying before, is that these are people that are living with a tremendous amount of privilege, and they have the advantage of this privilege, and then they use it to effectively get off for free on everything. They miss the irony. The reason they often don't face so many consequences is precisely because they're white women. They're vindicated. They are. And this is the main issue of what's happened, is that you have a lot of, these white women that don't face any consequences from the law because they're women and they're white. And so because of that, they think that they're invincible and they can do anything that they want. That's basically what's happened every single time. And I feel like that's kind of how things have gone for, I would say, probably the last 20 years or so. So Scott Besson says a Somalian fraudster tried to bribe a juror. What's this?
The streets of Minneapolis. And one thing I'd like to talk about with you that is related to this whole architecture of intimidation is that there are 501c3 nonprofit groups that are funded by left-wing dark money that are organizing, or at least at arm's length encouraging criminal activities, criminal protests, criminal obstruction of federal officers, including ICE agents.
Why don't y'all go after
Is
him?
the Treasury looking into this? Is this something that you have authority to crack down on, and what can we expect?
Well, I don't understand why the moment that you find out that an account is engaged with unlawful behavior and paying people to do things that are illegal, why not just instantly shut down the account? I feel like it's so simple. Just instantly debank them.
Yes, and yes. So these groups are engaging in this. We have the authority, and we are examining them, because when you see these protesters, someone is financing them. There are safe houses that when you see the 300 people with the same laser that they're using to blind DHS agents in courthouses in Portland, someone bought those lasers. And again,
well, why aren't you going? What makes me mad is, like, why aren't you just going out and arresting all of those people that are doing it? It's really simple to find out where a laser is coming from.
We do is follow the money, just like we followed it with the mafia, just like we follow it with the drug cartels, and we will find out who's done this. I announced today that we are going to put in effect a whistleblower program, and I
do think that, like, this guy is a real one. He is. So, like, if he says he's going to do something, it will probably happen.
Sense is that the rats will turn on each other. That, as I believe you reporters.
Wait, what did he just say?
And my sense is that the rats will turn on each other. That, as.
Yes, they will.
I believe you reported, or someone talked about in the roundtable.
Yes, they will.
One of the Somali fraudsters tried to bribe a juror with $120,000. What turned out, she'd been given $200,000 to bribe the juror, and she skimmed $80,000. Like it's like the scorpion. It's in their nature.
Yeah.
A scorpion and a frog. Oh my God! It's in their nature. Jesus. He's going all the way with it. He just doesn't give a fuck.
We're going to turn our attention back to the Somali fraud investigation.
There's another one. There's another part of this.
Authorities have discovered suitcases containing hundreds of millions of dollars in a Minnesota airport. Now, in the meantime, Republicans are working.
Suitcases containing hundreds of millions of dollars?
To cut funding for Somali-led organizations with alleged ties to the massive fraud scandal. Now, as the FBI pushes forward with its own investigation, one key question arises. What does accountability even look like in this case moving forward? So joining us now to talk about all of this and more is New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney. Congresswoman, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Hey, great to be on with you, too. What a crazy time we're seeing
When
here.
did this happen? Yeah, this is insane. I'm trying to see. Oh, they say it's even larger. Trump is talking live? I don't think that's true. Is that true? Let me double check before I watch the rest of it. It seems like that's not the case.
Absolutely insanity. And I know oversight in the House is looking into these fraud allegations, but I wonder if it's even bigger than we have uncovered thus far.
It's
the
so much bigger.
$700 million in cash going out of the airports there.
It's completely obvious.
I have a feeling we are still just scratching
Totally
the surface.
obvious.
Yeah, it looks really bad, and obviously very alarming.
It does look really bad.
U.S. cash has been legally going through our airports, and of course, there is a requirement of reporting if you're going to carry more than $10,000. There's a reporting requirement, but I think a really interesting part about this is if isn't it going to be a little suspicious when you start seeing 10,000, 100,000, millions, and now more, as John reported earlier, more money that goes through JFK, goes through the.
That's fucking insane. Look at all that money.
Minneapolis airport.
Oh my God.
Something's wrong there. And I think something that's very interesting that we impose on banks is that banks are required under banking law to require and file and keep track of what they call suspicious activity reports. This is something I think we need to do now when we see the large amounts of U.S. cash, and it's always U.S. cash. I mean, you're not going to see, Chinese yen or anything else going through there. And U.S. cash is king, and we need to certainly have this type of cash exchange reported. It's interesting because you see all this illegal immigration we've had over this time. And by the way, most of those Somalis that are in Minnesota probably came through a refugee program and probably
0 refugees. Unless they're hot. I'm not kidding.
Many of them are already legal Americans.
Or from potentially a European country. I'd be okay with a European country. But anywhere else, nah.
Citizens. So suspicious activity reports, some kind of accounting for cash, I think would really be helpful.
Maybe Japan.
I'm looking at ways that we might be able to do this so that we could actually look at what's going on. Banks are required to do that. Individuals are not. But I'll tell you, if I'm a TSA agent or anyone else.
What she's referring to is that banks are required to report large withdrawals over a certain amount of money. And they also report withdrawals that are very low underneath that amount of money because they have algorithmic systems that detect whenever people are trying to withdraw money to, like, for example, I think one of the thresholds is $10,000, right? And so very clearly it is, right? Because that's another threshold for going into an airport. So they'll withdraw like, $9,950 or something like that. And so they'll be going underneath it regularly, and that will still trigger it. It's for laundering and other things too. Like there's you can use, you can use money like that for a lot of reasons.
And I see this kind of cash going through, and that you're able to report the amount of cash going through, that it's happening in plain sight.
Yeah.
We're seeing corruption in plain sight.
They're letting it happen because it's happening and it's a minority group doing it. That's the reason. And they agree with it.
Inside, most of the remittances that go back often go to these foreign countries, and there's substantial portions of their economy, whether it's Guatemala and Mexico and other countries, their own workers are sending that money back. But this is
think about the fact that their economy is built around us, of them scamming us. Besant's plan on how to investigate this yet? Yeah, I'll look at it after this.
At a level that is just unprecedented. And I really think we need to look into a way to track that and to actually show that we can hold them accountable, and that type of suspicious activity leads to fraud, arrest, and what we're seeing unfold every day in Minnesota, which seems to get worse by the day.
Suspicious activity reports, right? $5,000? Really?
I want to ask about the two most common way illegal aliens, also legal aliens, by the way, legal residents of the United States, but move money out of the country. Remittance payment centers, and of course these cash couriers like the ones that are working out of the Minneapolis
in America
airport.
or Texas. I mean, there's a lot of those.
Is there any thought in Congress to requiring that a remittance payment business or a cash courier ascertain and make sure that before they move money, the person that they're moving money from out of the United States is a lawful resident or citizen?
Yeah, I think that should be a requirement. And also they should have some kind of certification that you are a person that we can trust, our intelligence forces have already vetted, that you can be carrying these huge amounts of cash back and forth to other countries. And I don't think those types of laws are in place. And I think that's a really good way to start having a...
Yeah, they're not, because like I've had my account shut down multiple times, right? I mean, like it's happened And that's what's so weird about it is, like, as somebody who's transferred, like, I've transferred and, like, sent large amounts of money for, like, different things over the years, and I've even had accounts shut down myself. So how is it that they're getting away with this on $1 million scales?
Accountability, and also
Holy
tracking
shit.
where this cash leaving the United States is going. And look what it would have led to had we paid attention to this over the last 10 years, and what you reported earlier on $700 million. I mean, that's almost $1 billion going, I think it was 700 million going, through an airport in Minneapolis, not JFK. Amazing, right?
Yeah.
They need to go to jail for some of the bankers for this. Yeah, I don't know. Did you get the money back from Coinbase? I did. That's resolved now. It's not an issue. The banks are getting greased. Can you link the video? Yeah. So 700 million in cash. 700. Bro.
I'm so.
You had the easy way. You had the easy way, and you chose the hard way.
Exhausted in trying to ask what any of this, information has led to you finding any criminals that you have indicted. That explains why you are wasting so much of our taxpayer resources. And
now we care about taxpayer resources. Oh.
Also terrorizing our communities in the amount of federal law enforcement
terrorizing the communities
that you have in the streets of our city and our state. There needs to be some sort of justification.
Fraud,
over these
Mayor,
past 5
did you
years.
do enough to combat fraud?
Look, obviously, everybody could have done more to prevent fraud, and I think that's a fair point to make.
Everybody's
do more to prevent fraud.
This is the mind of a Karen. The constant, diffusion of accountability to an amorphous everybody rather than a specific person that did something wrong.
You look what he's doing right now. He's setting up a whole bunch of infrastructure
mentality
to do that. And by the way, look, the fraud's
real.
How
are they not in jail?
We've all got to acknowledge it. The fraud is very real.
It is weird to hear him speaking English, isn't it?
And by the way,
yes, it is.
When somebody commits fraud, and there are many that have done that,
Ilhan Omar is still covering up for the Somali fraudsters in Minnesota.
Yeah, this is insane. I didn't even know anything about this. Holy fuck. $700 million? Jesus, they're just trying to take it out through the airport. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say.